Now, the big news this week is, of course, this hit approximately 6 hours after we did last week's show, as this tends to happen. The entire MCU slate has shifted. Now, we're talking about the film specifically, but there's also mumblings that the shows could get shifted as well, which obviously that's a reality right now because we don't know about the Disney Plus output. But the movies, so obviously things have shifted by one. So, Black Widow's taking Eternals. Eternals is taking Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is taking Doctor Strange. Oh, dude, that's even a better slot than anything because Marvel's now, put everything on Shang-Chi being $1 billion, which it was going to be anyway, I feel. So, it's big. The biggest shift, of course, is Doctor Strange. That shifted from May to November, which, to me, this works better because Doctor Strange was a November film as it is, so it's kind of like back home, and honestly now it gives the director more time, which we know is Sam Raimi, unless somehow they're going to get Derrickson back because they got more time, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well,
so
can we just take a minute to reflect how cruel fate is?
Yeah.
The dude tweets about how studio mandated release dates of the death of movies. Yeah. 6 months later, here we are. It's just like, you could have done that regardless. No.
And it's really interesting to kind of go back on an old podcast when we were first talking about everything that's going on and are they going to do this shift? And a lot of people were like, just shift the movies. We had such a long discussion on how we're like, we don't believe that's possible. And here they are, just being like, nah, we're going to do it anyways.
This is the obvious route to take for keeping things theatrical.
Yeah.
Just move everything. Well, it's the least logistical nightmare of everything. So it's kind of not surprised at the same time with everything going on. There's now more talks like AMC's not the only one in trouble. Like Cineworld's kind of like we're going to struggle. So then they're also saying that the domestic market needs to kick off to actually help worldwide kick off as well. So with the way things are going, it might not be the only change you see.
I mean, the biggest thing here is, when we say domestic market, we mean the United States is the bulk of, and China's number 2. Like, that's been how it's going, and China's slowly becoming number 1. People predicted
China stayed there, though.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're dependent on the U.S. being, again, 4,900 theaters in the United States alone. That's huge. So even if half of those open when Black Widow comes out, that's still a huge impact on your bottom line and everything. So again, they're playing everything by ear, but I think these delays are honestly, I think they're welcome, and it's going to be weird. One MCU film this year, it's weird.
Not since 2012 it just happened.
Yeah, but then again, you look at 2021, and then we got a handful of films in 2022. Looks like we're going to have 5 because Spider-Man is definitely being delayed into 2022. So, they're going to make up all this and even more, which gets me hyped because, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so sad about this. It's like, look, there's other things happening right now that I'm more bummed about than the delay of Black Widow, right? Come on.
The fact that where we live, we're rainy season. We're going to worry about that.
No, I was talking about Morbius getting delayed. What are you people talking about? What? The greatest cinematic achievement of this decade that just began.
But how do you know that?
He has sources of his imagination.
Look, I know things, okay? And they've told me that Morbius was so good. Everything in the world has happened to stop it from coming out because it's the next coming of the greatest film ever since Joker, okay? They just clearly...
Morbius, no one talks about anymore.
Yes. That's the next Morbius. It's the greatness. I mean, Jared Leto, he's back in Transylvania, stalking people from trees. It's great. It's that's awesome.
It will be interesting, when these do start to come out, all of these films, because of the fact that hopefully things will start going much better and they'll actually be able to keep these particular dates. But you have to realize Black Widow was done, luckily, and then we have Eternals, which isn't done.
Yeah, we'll talk about Eternals.
So
and
we'll get that later.
Like, what happened with Shang-Chi? Because they were like...
Shang-Chi, they said they were about a third of the way through.
Okay.
No, there's they still have a lot to do when this all kind of simmers down.
I mean, the reports are saying they're going to pick up production in around September, October again.
We'll see if that actually happens.
That gives Shang-Chi, what, 7-8 months? I mean, that's doable.
It's got a fair amount of time. It's just depending when, not only have they got to wait for everything to be lifted, they then got to make sure they can get the slots to film everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you have to realize, like, the moment things are able to get back up, it's going to be what has been previously delayed. So it's whatever was the furthest delayed is probably going to have priority. And then everything that was supposed to be new coming out is going to get pushed back even farther.
I mean, productions are going to be weird on a timetable like that, because, like, Shang-Chi, if there's a tournament, which we know is a major part of the movie, you can do that in a closed set. Like, that's doable in a closed set location. You don't need to go to, to on location and all that.
Put artificial cat noises in there and you'll be fine.
Yeah, so we're going to blood sport this one, so it'll work.
I say the problem Shang-Chi has is the Asian locations.
Yep.
Because they're not just filming in Australia entirely. They are going South Asia and all.
Oh yeah, so totally.
It entirely depends on how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I mean, I imagine it'll make it, but it's going to be like squeaky bum time.
I mean, personally, to me, I feel Eternals and Doctor Strange, out of the ones that aren't complete, are the safest now. And to me, Eternals, I feel like after Black Widow comes out, if it comes out in that November date and everything's going back to normal slowly, people are like, okay, we saw Black Widow, and then the marketing machine starts in November to February. Constant, non-stop blitz of advertising to get people back to the normal routine. I think Eternals will have such a huge push for that. Like, I think it lands in a good date. Like, honestly...
Well, this is the question. When does Eternals start marketing? Did you start marketing now? Is another thing.
I would start a couple weeks before Black Widow, and like 2 weeks after Black Widow, that's when I blitz the hell out of it.
So
like,
you'd hold off. You wouldn't even do like what Black Panther didn't have one, like a little teaser in
June or July. Nope. I would Avengers Endgame the hell out of that one. Like, drop it and be like, hey, you saw Black Widow? Here's the future of the MCU. Look at all these actors you like, and look at these things you've never seen before, and giant towering behemoth monsters, superheroes, Marvel. Like, I think that'll be the ultimate escapist movie. Like, the way you present it is like, oh, I literally need this in my life. Like, and that's kind of what it's going to be. It's an event movie again. So, where Black Widow, you look at that, you're like, oh, well, that's a Winter Soldier style.
Grounded, being able to go back to the theaters, I feel like movies that remove us from reality the most are going to be the ones that thrive.
Right. You know what would do terribly right now? Mission Impossible, where Tom Cruise has to stop a bioweapon from destroying the world. Yep. People would be like, ooh, I don't know about that one.
Like, so Tom, you didn't help us already, so why do we want to watch you try to help us now?
Like, I tell you what's going to do worse is Mulan.
Yeah, well, Mulan is dead on arrival.
Not in that day. Like, that day is like, ugh. No,
I think Mulan is the test to see, can we get it out then, even if it's like a fraction of the theaters, and then toss it on digital for $20 and see what it does, just in case. I think it's the sacrificial goat, honestly.
I say that, and it's not Onward. What's the other one? Soul. Because Soul hasn't moved from its like.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Soul so bad. It looks so cute.
It does.
That's a movie that actually reminds me of like a Pixar movie. Like,
it's a Pixar.
Exactly, but it actually gives you like that feel.
The
Pixar
feel.
Movie.
Onward didn't for me. Like, anything I saw from that movie, I was like, this doesn't give me the Pixar feel. But yeah,
that's fair.
So I don't know, the MCU slate shifting. Honestly, yes. So thank you for taking the time to watch that video. If you guys would like more content that we offer here for channel members, which you guys can check out in the little join button down below, we do offer additional content, such as exclusive podcasts and topic discussions, our gaming podcast, Star Wars TV series reviews, Marvel show reviews, DC Universe and CW reviews. We offer personal vlogs, backlog reviews of TV shows and movies, video game topics and Q&As, and of course, in one of our best tiers, we offer audio commentaries on TV shows and movies, along with a bunch of other stuff you guys can check out just by clicking that join button and seeing what is on offer.